Alright guys, it's Zero here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the Lost Island DLC map for Ark Survival Evolved, and today we're going to be looking at some PvE base locations that I don't see an awful lot of people talking about on YouTube or in any of the forums, which I think is a bit of a surprise. Some of the areas I'm looking at here are pretty central, they're close to a lot of resources, and they all look pretty. They're all in and around all the main resources that you need, like the water, metal, crystal, obsidian, obviously stone and wood. So without further ado, we're going to have a quick look at these base locations. Now, none of them are in any particular order. I'm not going through them as if this is my favorite and this is my least favorite. These are just areas that I have found that I have based on a few of them already. Just sort of a bit of a post that just as I'm going through this playthrough at the moment, but I'll show you those as we go forward. So our first base location here then is where are we? So again, it's 57.5, 44.4. Where this is sort of on the middle east, the middle west side of the map, essentially. So I can't say you can see the red dots. So they're all three of them are fairly central, and the other two are fairly close together. But also they're just a little bit further out. But they're great base locations. So this is the first one. And from a bird's eye view of it, this is where we're looking at. So as you can see, it is a very pretty area. You can scoop down, so you can have under here. You can build up this whole area up here if you need to be. Probably put a couple of behemoth kits in there to stop anything from falling down. It's similar up here. You can just put in the wooden spike walls. And in terms of enemies, I haven't seen nothing too taxing. You might get the odd snake popping in. You might get a Sarco falling in as well, possibly a Baryonyx. But generally, there's nothing too taxing around this area that I've seen so far. You're surrounded by all these waterfalls. There's a snake there. You're surrounded by all these waterfalls, and if you are a fan of waterfalls and how they look, then this is probably the best area for you. I know the sound, maybe having it on all the time, can be a bit of a pain, but I feel that when you're playing Ark, you're in the base quite a lot in terms of if you're doing breeding and if you're building and other things. So having something nice to look at is a bit of a priority for myself. So in terms of resources, plenty of wood, plenty of stone. There is a mountain just the other side of this. There, it's just over there. There's plenty of crystal, metal, and obsidian. I think obsidian, but there's definitely metal and crystal. But a bit closer to hand, another area here is just a wee hidden sort of base here that is under this waterfall. So we'll go into it here. Oh, I had the wall, and just go to our left. You will see lots of obsidian to the left there, just there. You have crystal deposits, which is great, and you have plenty of metal there as well now. So it's not going to set the world alight, but if you need some metal, some obsidian, and a bit of crystal to get you going close by, this is a great area to go in. You also use this here as a wee holding pen if you really want. Probably more of a PvP side of things, and PVE. But yeah, so this whole area around here is pretty nice. Like I say, we're fairly central on the map, so you can reach the snow biome, you can reach the scorched earth biome without having any problems. If you want to go and get wyvern eggs, again, it's not too far away. If you want to go and get the Dinopithecus, again, not too far away from the Redwoods. Redwoods just over there. And we're going to head up there now for our next base location, and I'll see you there. Okay guys, this is our second base location. So as you can see, we're in the Redwoods area of the map. In terms of actual locations, we're sitting there at, I'll get the GPS out, at 45 essentially. pretty much center of the map, not too far off it anyway. Um, but this location is great. I would say I sort of put in a bit of an outpost here, just having the tree platform there, and I've built down to try to just double the sort of the floor space, using the tree platform as the sort of the basis of that. So looks okay. So I only really sat here for a very short while just to get those resources out, but all those resources here were pretty much grinded out around this area. So there's plenty of stone, plenty of trees, plenty of thatch, plenty of fibre, as you would imagine. Metal is just a little bit further out on this base, so just up on the snowy mountains there. So you'll get your crystal and your metal and obsidian up there. So bit of a trek. The only downside of this base essentially is water. There's not a readily available source of water, so you will have to put down the water towers, which I don't think is too much of a problem. The weather on this map is similar to the islands. There's plenty of fog. There's plenty of rain as well. So, in terms of potential dangers, while I was here, I didn't see anything coming. I did have behemoth gates going across here to block that off, but I don't think you'll need that there. Having a couple of dinosaurs on neutral should be able to sort out any issues. We're up high for the most part. There is a wee sort of walkway up the side of things that you can sort of come into the base that way. But again, if you have behemoth gates set up, that'll not be a problem. Down here, sometimes you get the odd terror bird walking around, but I say nothing too taxing. I haven't seen any thylacoleos in any of the trees around this area, so shouldn't have any problems with that as well. So, but yeah, if you're a fan of building in the Redwoods, and I love the Redwoods in Ragnarok, I like them in the island as well, but the island is a bit more dense, and the islands are fun. They're around, so they generally will get me when those Redwoods. But on Ragnarok, I'm not a fan of it. There's a certain spot on the Ragnarok map, the Redwoods, that is fairly flat and quite open. And again, I just love having the tree platform and linking them up to get up to each other and things like that. So, but yeah, so this is number 2 on this list. Like I say, maybe we should check it out. The ground is relatively flat. You get a fairly decent sized PVE base here. You're not too far away from any of the resources, and dinosaurs wise, again, wyverns aren't too far away. You're right in the middle of where you get the Dinopithecus. The islands as well do operate in this. They're a lot easier to find in the scorched earth biome, obviously, but this is a great area for them as well. So, but yeah, guys, I'll move on to the third base location, and I'll see you there. Hey guys, welcome back to our third base location. And to be honest, this is probably my favourite location of the map so far that I've found. So right now we're just sort of just south of the sort of Redwoods castle area or fort area. The set locations are about 61, 53, roughly. But yeah, this area is gorgeous. Let's see, there's plenty of water around. Yeah, surrounded by all sides on the wall. In terms of enemies, there's nothing to be worried about. You get the odd Arthropleura coming in. You'll get some of the Titanobos coming in, but nothing too drastic. You can expand your space out using the cliff platforms like I've just done. You can get a raft in here as well. It goes all the way down here out until the sea. You have to break up these rocks, or you just navigate through it, which I did. But yeah, this area is a great area for a PvE base location, and I think it's just in terms of how it looks, it's probably the nicest looking area we've seen so far. In terms of other sort of spawns, we'll get Sarcos just the other side of this here, as well as Spinos. This whole area is infested with those cinema crops. The whole way along here, you might see a few up the side, unless the circles are at them. But there's a spino spawn up here as well, so when those behemoth gets in, it just sort of stops them from popping in. As you can see, there's a couple of those cinema crops just up there, and the red sort of area essentially. It's for them. So if you're just starting out, if you can get down this sort of area, you'll find those wee flying dudes without any problems at all. There's plenty of Paracerthariums. There is loads of stegos around this area as well. The only other sort of pain point of this area is the Technomneers. They are mainly up on the top there. They don't really come down this sort of area at all. But yes, this is a fantastic area, guys. Definitely one that I think has a lot of potential. Like I say, I've seen nobody else on YouTube or any other sort of forums or Reddits or anything out there mention this area whatsoever, which is a bit of a surprise to me. In terms of resources, there's plenty of stone, plenty of wood, obviously water. And when I'm looking for a PvE base location, water and metal are the two things that I generally and trying to be central to things is the sort of the 2 to 3 main categories I have. This has abundance of water, it's fairly central. There's lots of other resources in terms of the main resources like the metal and crystal and stuff. If you head towards Green Obelisk, just on that mountain, just the other side of that mountain, there's another wee mountain, which we'll go to now. But it has plenty of crystal and plenty of metal. If you're looking at RGs, that's another good spot for them. You'll get the odd Carno and Rex up here as well, which is good. So if you're looking for those as well, but later on in game, you can easily farm them up this side of things. But that mountain over there is the one that has a lot of the crystal, a lot of the metal as well. There's city sabers there as well. So this the whole area is just a great spot to base in essentially. There's a couple of aloes there as well. There's the argents. There's your metal. Lots of metal. Some crystal. I think there's more on top here as well. So yep. So there's more metal, more crystal. Yeah, so you're not gonna run out in this area. And one of the good things about this area and the next two base locations, which I'm not gonna cut to because they are within flying distance. Just across there essentially, but we are very close to Scorched Earth as well. So what I sort of liked about these base locations, all of them, apart from the one in the Redwoods, they're all fairly central and they're all fairly close to a lot of different areas. Whether it's a snow biome, whether it's the sort of the grassland area similar to Ragnarok, whether it's the river system, which you can get all your sort of your baryonyxes, your sarcos, any of those sort of animals, or any of those dinosaurs, and Scorched Earth, because I think Scorched Earth is just a great area to go to. There's a lot of resources over there, a lot of fun dinosaurs over there as well. So we'll head down to our next two base locations here, and these will be the final two. And I was actually based here before that last area, and the raft that you've seen, I was able to navigate the raft from this other base station all the way across that area essentially, and up that river to the base. So I didn't want to spend too much time going back and forth with the Argent and stuff. This area here, just before we get that, it's full of beaver dams. You'll see there's one there, there's a couple on down here as well, which is good for your obviously your paste and your silica pearls. This area here is also great for aquas. If you're looking after any of the horses, this is a great area to go to. What this area reminds me of is the sort of the Highlands in Ragnarok. It's essentially the same. There's aloe spawns and around this area as well. There is a giga spawn. It's just over that direction there. Where we're facing. I've seen it already, but where I'm going to suggest sort of as a base location is fairly safe. You shouldn't have any problems with the Giga. But the great thing over here is you have Ophis and the Maywings. spawn over this direction as well, so they're great, great wee area. You have plenty of Borealyxes, plenty of Sargos, as you can see, they're all around this area. There's at least three Borealyx there. You'll get the odd Capricircus. You have plenty of snails, so if you want to get any of your Achatina paste, you can grab those as well. Stegos and Paraceratheriums are abundant in this area. Again, this wee area here is there's a beaver dam randomly spawns in this area, and I haven't seen any beavers themselves, but every so often there'll be a beaver sort of nest area just sort of along this way part of the river. There you go, it's just down there. But where I'm suggesting basing is up on this side of things. So this location then again looks pretty. Water is just below us. You can run pipes up there quite easily. In terms of the map location, we're just there. GPS coordinates is 5771 roughly. And one of the great things about this area is, other than that giga that potentially could spawn and come across, but like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere near us. You can easily block this off with a couple of behemoth kits either side, make sure nothing comes in. This whole area is relatively flat. It is on a slight incline, as you can see, but to me that's not a problem. Building pillars or just sort of your building slope up. This side of things, as well as you have your own sort of metal spawn, which is great. This whole area here actually is full of metal, which is fantastic. So you have three spawns there, sort of the rich metal and the sort of the non-rich metal, the whole way across here as well. More here as well. It's everywhere. The Giga spawn is just over that side of things. Again, there's plenty of Ovis and plenty of Maywings over that direction as well, which is great for those. In terms of our next base location, again, this is very close to where we are based, or where we were there. And the great thing about this other location is it's right beside Crystal and Silica Pearls as well. So either of these two base locations is right beside Metal, Silica Pearls, Crystal. Plenty of wood, plenty of stone, plenty of water. So for the Silica Pearls, it doesn't come down to the water's edge essentially. Just here. Where are we? It's a bit lower down. Let's see them here. There we go. There's a whole heap of them in there. So you just have to go in not too deep either, so you don't have to get anything overly difficult in there. So you could go in there yourself or bring a soccer with you if needs be. The next base location then is just this wee area up here. I think it's a great wee spot. This whole area up here. So again, I haven't seen anything too major spawn, but in terms of location, yeah, we're just south of our last base location, around sort of the edge of the island there. And obviously this is the closer one to Scorched Earth. We are sort of sitting at about 6172 in terms of our coordinates. And what I do particularly like about this area is I like the high cliffs, but there's like a wee hidden, I wouldn't say it's hidden, but this wee area here. So it's for crystal. You have crystal over here. You have a wee walkway down this side to the beach. There's more crystal there. More crystal there. So yeah, this whole wee walkway that you can easily block off if needs be. Stop anything coming in, but you're right down onto the beach then. And that's where the Silica Pearls are. So you have dodos, you have your carbon animus. You can have a water pen there quite easily. If you go the other side of it then, back through. And again, so that metal spawn's just over that side as well, so this is a great relocation in terms of resources. But you can easily have a wee breeding pen in here. You block this whole area off and just have your breeding pen in here. This is the other entrance to it. Look up this other side. Again, you can put a gate there, stop anything coming through. But again, it's a sort of brings you down to the other side of the beach. There's nothing too major here whatsoever. If you're worried about anything sort of dropping in, which to be honest I wouldn't be, you could put the spike walls all around this here. But this whole area up here could be your base. This whole area could be the base, and just have this here as your sort of dino holding pen. So you'd have some glass building here. You can put some pillars and some greenhouse glass, or if you're using Structure Plus, have glass going away across this and just have it looking into the pen. Dino pen, which I think would be look awesome. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. If there's any other base locations that you guys think are would be useful, please do drop the coordinates and I will check them out and maybe add onto this list. But just thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year, and I hope you are enjoying the new DLC. Zero out.